Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Kingdom Hearts 3 playthrough. It is time for us to head right on in to Olympus.
Time had come. The planets were edging into perfect alignment. And the plan Hades devised 18 years ago was about to reach fruition. The Fates had predicted this very future, the day he would seize control of Olympus and rule over all the cosmos. Hades' previous attempts, using Terra, Cloud, and Auron to advance his plans for conquest, had failed. The hour was not yet right. But now the planets were aligned, and nothing could possibly go wrong. A wave of darkness slanced down from their celestial rank, and one by one, Hades freed the Titans from their prison. Some of them, the same monstrosities that Sora and his friends had already fought and bested before. With both the Titans and his longing for vengeance against Zeus reinvigorated, Hades began his attack on Olympus.
So yes, we have some wonderful introduction cutscenes actually to all of the worlds. It's really awesome. I also love that is sort of the whole, it's the narration that obviously opens up the original Hercules film, and I really love that this actually does, tell the story of the Hercules film in miniature, obviously, but it's still really, really awesome.
Huh? No fanfare?
Nope. Looks like we missed the Colosseum.
Sora, you opened the gate.
I was a little off again. Sorry. We'll find him. But we need to go.
The mountain.
Yeah. Up is the usual direction.
Well, never hurts to have your head in the clouds.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, we're leaving.
So yes, we are not in Olympus Colosseum anymore, we are in Olympus. We are literally climbing up Mount Olympus, and honestly, I really, really, really like that we're finally away from that blooming Colosseum. It was fun, don't get me wrong, but it always made Olympus Colosseum feel really, really tiny and unimpressive. So while it was always fun, it was never sort of one of my favourite worlds, whereas I think that it really does shine here. It's great. And in general, I think that it's probably one of, if not the strongest Kingdom Hearts opening worlds ever. Because obviously in Kingdom Hearts 1, you're on Destiny Islands and then Traverse Town for quite a bit before you even get to a Disney World. Kingdom Hearts 2, you're in Twilight Town for a very long period of time. And it's... a lot of people have a lot of problems with the opening of Kingdom Hearts 2. Then, while Dream Drop Distance gets you in pretty quickly, you're still going through Traverse Town before you get to a Disney World. And Rechain of Memories is also Traverse Town. Pretty sure that 358 over 2 days is Twilight Town. So yeah, I think the only... This is the only game where the first world is actually a Disney World. And I think the reason that it works so effectively as an opening level is because it really does allow you to see the difference between the previous titles and this one in terms of the scope, the scale, the overall quality in general, because you've got a direct point of comparison. I mean, this and Twilight Town and the and 100 Acre Woods and the Caribbean are the only returning worlds in this game. So for all of them you've got a direct point of comparison, whereas obviously all the others are brand new. And I like that there is sort of that balance between older world and newer world, because it does mean that it's much more exciting. That said, I perhaps would have personally replaced the Caribbean with Agrabah and done a like a version of the King of Thieves film, so that, you know, you rounded off the Aladdin trilogy in the Kingdom Hearts trilogy. I think that would have been better, because personally I am not the biggest fan of the Caribbean, but we'll get into that when we actually get to that world, because it's a very long way away. So I will leave moaning about that until I'm actually at that point. And it's not that I actively dislike any of the worlds in this game, not by a long shot. I think that they are all fun in their own ways. It's just that on balance I prefer some of them to others, and I would have preferred certain things to other things, and it's what happens whenever you play any sort of game. Like, you have bits that you like, you have bits that you don't like, and it varies. But we've made it a pretty good way up the mountain so far. We've not really done much, but it's already time for a cutscene. There are a lot of cutscenes in this opening world. It's probably one of the things I would slightly criticise. We are sort of... It's run a bit, fight a bit, cutscene, run a bit, fight a bit, cutscene, and it repeats like that until it's done. Which can make this feel a bit more of a slog than it perhaps is or should be, but I don't really care because it's still absolutely delightful. Also, the opening world cards are phenomenal. Absolutely incredibly phenomenal.
All right, I know I dotted my I's, crossed my T's, zeroed the hero. So what gives? Who could possibly be trying to give me a migraine by yodeling that Yutz's name?
Really? Hades?
It's just you. Oy vey.
It's just us? Even for you, that's cold.
Don't forget, I can always turn up the heat!
Wait, if Hades is here, then where's her?
What is everyone's infatuation with that stone? You know what, never mind. Never mind, I'm cool, I'm good. Because Wonder Boy will be out of my hair soon enough.
So you're up to no good again!
Of course he is.
You bet!
Oh, easy. What is this, Sparta? Kind of on a schedule. Don't have time to toss around the old fire and brimstone. The whole cosmos is basically waiting for me to, you know, conquer it.
Poor Hades. He thinks he can actually pull it off this time.
Where are my titans? Show me your power! Love the breeze. That's sent him sailing. sailing right to where I left. No biggie. Nice work, boys. So, back to the whole cosmic coup thing? Really? Are you kidding? Jeez Louise. Seriously, when it rains, it pours. Okay, who's the new pest?
Hey now, that ain't no way to say hello, especially to your old friends.
Ah, perfect. Now I gotta put up with you too. Funny, I don't remember you doing me any memorable favors. So, you can keep your Heartless this time. I'm going back to my original plan, all right? So, toodaloo. Exits that way. Hey, it was great seeing ya. Happy trails!
We are not here for you. I have my own business to attend to. All I need to know is if there is a distinctive black box somewhere in this world.
Black box, huh? Black box, black box, black box. Wait, don't tell me. You're after the one Zeus hit on Earth?
Possibly. If I were, where might it be?
So, yes. James Woods, obviously back as Hades. Suzanne Blakely, obviously back as Maleficent. Jim Cummings, obviously back as Pete. Almost everyone is back. It's amazing, and I love it. And, I mean, already you will have spotted some of the issues that I've had with Kingdom Hearts in the past. You know, cutscenes not being scored properly. All sorted. Actually work here. I am in love. It's amazing.
See? Found him.
Yeah, I guess this counts.
Get me down!
Just a second.
You guys are here! Sora, Donald, Goofy! You literally dropped in. Gotta say, I'm impressed.
Thanks!
Like the catch.
Yeah, thanks, Herc. But what's going on?
Take a guess. Starts with an H.
Ah, I get the picture. Actually, we bumped into the H-Star on the way here.
He said something about conquering the whole cosmos.
All of it, huh? Nice of him to show a little self-restraint. Well, whatever he's planning, I'll send him running back across the sticks.
That's our Herc.
So yes, we are sort of nearly properly into gameplay, and it's going to be quite amazing. Tate Donovan is back as Herc, which is always amazing, and obviously in terms of our three leads, we've got Haley Joel Osment as Sora, we have got Tony Anselmo as Donald Duck, and we have the awesomeness of Bill Farmer as Goofy. And I mean, honestly, bar a few voice actors, everyone does an absolutely stellar job in this game. It's incredible. I would say it's probably one of the best acted Kingdom Hearts games out there. I mean, generally, like, there's a lot I can put in here of just how much I think stuff is improved here. Like, acting's improved, just general animation's improved. I mean, all of the characters just feel so real in all of their interactions, and the fluidity between cutscene and gameplay is just awesome. And honestly, it's an absolute delight. There's no other way of me putting it, really.
So, Sora, is there a reason you guys are visiting? I'm guessing it's not just for the cheese and olives.
Oh, yeah.
It sounds like somebody forgot.
Jack Slower.
I just took my time remembering. Herc, I came here so I could ask you something.
Ask me?
Yeah. Do you remember the last time we were together? You were feeling down and out. How'd you get your strength back? When you jumped in and saved Meg?
Huh. That's tough. All I know is that she was in trouble. Suddenly, I wanted to save her with all my heart, but it's not like I could tell you how.
Oh, man.
What's wrong?
All my strength is gone from me, too. That's why I need you. Because I was hoping you might have a solution or something.
I'm sorry, Sora. Let's talk later.
Right. Once we've dealt with these guys.
So, already, you might have noticed, lots of enemies! This is probably, like, the most enemies that... well, it is the most enemies a Kingdom Hearts game has ever had on screen at sort of any one moment in time. Outside of maybe the Thousand Hearts battle, it's like, it's incredible how many enemies they get on the screen here. It's great. Also, flow motion is back. It's not as good as it was in Dream Drop Distance. It's it's a wee bit disappointing, if you ask me. The movement capabilities here, not that sort of movement is bad in this game at all. It's still really, really fun. It's just that, yeah, I sort of miss being able to do more wall jumping. That was really satisfying. You get a sort of pseudo version of that later on down the line, but you do not get it like that at any point during this. Anything like you got in Dream Drop Distance, which sucks, but hey, them's the breaks. Also, it's really cool having a water track, because yes, it's the first time the Kingdom Hearts franchise has ever had Water, Waterra, Waterga, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. You would have thought that they would have put that in, because obviously Final Fantasy spells, I'm pretty sure they've always had water, but clearly not. So it's nice for that to be back, and also the wonderful slow motion endings are also back, which is they're always just so cool.
Hercules!
And hey, it's Susan Egan back as Meg, which is she's always delightful.
Boy,
she's amazing.
that didn't look so fun.
Although this time Phil
Not with
doesn't
the
speak
Heartless involved.
at all.
just
Apparently
lucky our
it is
friend
because
showed up.
the Japanese voice
Well,
actor
what do you
for
know?
Phil sadly passed away
Sora,
before the game was
Donald,
released,
Goofy.
and
Guess
so
I owe you a
they
big thank
couldn't
you.
do that.
Meg, you need to stay
So they
someplace
decided
safe.
to keep him silent, which
We'll
is a bit
search the
odd,
city and make sure
but
everyone manages to get clear of the fire.
it makes sense, I
Be careful,
suppose, and
Wonder Boy.
I will.
I am okay with that. It's a nice
guys
mark
in?
of respect.
Of course we're in.
We are heroes.
Break a leg then. Heroes.
Phil, you should go with Meg. You gotta keep her safe.
Help! Is anyone there?
Oh yeah,
I hear
Kingdom
a
Hearts 3 does
voice.
another thing that has been a long-standing complaint of the
Over
franchise,
that way.
and that is... other actual people, other non-playable characters outside of the partner, like partner characters and shopkeeps,
Then what's the other choice?
and maybe a few people in Twilight Town.
Get on that.
Like, it's insane. Like, actual people, especially in Olympus Coliseum. I mean, like, my God.
That's good. Now hold on tight.
Whoa! Hurt! Maybe we should... I don't think this is a good idea! Oh, no, not again!
Thank you for saving me.
Yeah, no prob. We better check and see if anyone else needs us.
Well, if it isn't Sora and the King's Pawns.
Huh? Maleficent! Pete! Are you the reason the Heartless are here?
Certainly not.
Say, Maleficent, I don't know about his sidekicks, but Kid Keyblader here looks way putier than the last time we saw him. I say we finish him off while we still can.
Waste no time with the boy. He's inconsequential. We have a far more pressing matter to attend to.
Oh, we got to find that black box.
Be silent, you fool! As for you three, we shall meet again, when I have time for such trifles.
Yeah, and you's better get your act together before then. Later, twerps.
Wait! It's fine. I can take it.
Gosh, it sure don't sound like it. Did Pete saying mean things bother ya?
It's fine. I can take it.
You're gonna get stronger.
We know ya. You can take it.
Don't say that!
Oh, I just said what he said.
I can take it.
So, yes, Maleficent and Pete are, in general, pretty inconsequential in the grand scheme of things. They spend the entire game just sort of rolling around looking for that book. And that box, and doing pretty much nothing else. Which is a shame. I would have liked them to maybe have a little bit more involvement in the narrative, but it's all pretty much setting stuff up for future Kingdom Hearts games, because while Kingdom Hearts 3 is the end of the Xehanort saga, the Secret Darkness saga, it is not going to be the last game in the Kingdom Hearts franchise ever. And there are a few things throughout Kingdom Hearts 3 that give suggestions about what could be featured in Kingdom Hearts 4, or whatever the hell they decide to call it. I, for one, am very intrigued, and will definitely be looking forward to it when it eventually comes out, but I'm not expecting it anytime soon. I mean, hopefully, you know, it won't be like 13 years since after Kingdom Hearts 3. That might be a little bit too much, but still.
Ouch!
Yes, Sora. Fire hot, fire hurts.
Oh. Fellas, I just got a crazy idea.
The shield!
So, yes, we get to do a few team attacks. This isn't a proper team attack, but we get to use the Trinity Sled to make it through here. And it's quite fun. It's a bit wonky, to be honest. If you lose sort of your initial momentum at any point that you still go, but you just go really slowly. And it's a bit weird, but it is still quite fun. Also, can I just say how amazing it is, how large some of these areas are? I mean, like, one of the things that I think the Kingdom Hearts franchise has always been criticised for, really, and I suppose rightfully so, but then you've got the whole issue of technical capabilities. But it's very much always been singular rooms that you sort of work your way through. They've not always felt entirely connected. And while that's never been the biggest problem for me, it's really quite cool to have much more connected areas that are really quite large. Like, they just feel really, really exciting, and it really does sort of feel like the worlds are a lot more real, and they're also just a much bigger delight to explore. They're all still, for the most part, really linear, but they at least provide the illusion of openness outside of the Caribbean, which is basically entirely open to explore, which is quite delightful. So it is really cool. I love that they are so sort of open and really amazing to explore. That said, there is still the issue, and it's something that I did raise as being a potential concern in 0.2, and it is something that did come to pass, in that because these areas can be so big and expansive, they can be really difficult to try and find all of the treasure chests. Because obviously they're a lot bigger, there's a lot more sort of paths off the main route, and while obviously you can sort of try and figure out which bits you haven't covered if you are using your map, it's still one of those where you just go, ooh, can't quite see everything. So it is very, very easily possible to miss a whole bunch of treasure chests because you don't realise that you've not covered an area or what have you. So it's going to make my playthroughs interesting, to say the least, because one of the things that obviously I've done every single Kingdom Hearts game, this one's going to be no different, is I'm going to collect all of the treasure chests. Obviously, if I'm not easily finding them on my initial run through, it means I've got to go find them, which means I've got to explore these large areas. And that is a little bit of a nightmare. But that said, on the flip side, while it is a potential issue, I'm not overly bothered by it. I don't know, it was something that I expected to happen, and so I was just prepared when it did. Just generally, the fluidity of the gameplay just means that even though there is the potential issue there of things being a little bit too big to explore, it's still just so much fun to play that I honestly don't care. Which is honestly how it should be.
Help! Where did all these monsters come from? Hercules! Where are you?
Oh no!
Help is on the way!
We'll put these hotheads out!
Hang on up there!
Huh? Who are you three? Where is Hercules?
Personally, I'm not quite sure how she managed to get up there, but it's fine, we're going to rescue her anyway, even though, you know, she was a little bit disrespectful to us in going, "Where's Hercules? Who are you three? You're not important, I don't like you." Hilariously, she is specifically noted in the credits. Well, I don't know if she's specifically noted, but Woman in Distress, as she is called, is voiced by a lady called Catherine
Thank you.
Von
You're
Till,
so kind. Keep training, and one day you'll
who
be great heroes just
has
like Hercules.
she's been in a variety of
Keep
things.
training. Is it that obvious?
She's voiced Catwoman in some of the Lego Batman
I think we
games,
all have a ways to
mainly,
go, but we'll
and
get there
done various
together.
other things.
Yeah,
So
we
she's
will.
done some good stuff, but nothing that most people would probably recognise. Also, can I just say, this garden area is really, really pretty. I really like it. Also, I love this. We get to attack a statue of Achilles in his heel. The Achilles heel was his weakness. It's just, there is an insane level of attention to detail throughout these things. And honestly, it just makes me love all of this all the more. Like, I honestly could not be happier with everything. Also, look, they've got the blooming thing for air hercs. They've got a mural for air hercs. Like, seriously. Oh my god, I love it. I don't think I even realised that when I was running along it the first time. I was too busy going like, oh my god, I'm running on a wall, this is so cool! In general it is. There's a slight oddity, I suppose, sometimes with running sideways. It's a little bit challenging to kind of run sideways, run up. It's a lot easier to run up directly and sort of strafe as you go up than it is to run sideways along a wall and try and move up and down on it. I don't know why. I don't know whether it's just me being me, but either way, it's still quite cool that, you know, Sora can run up walls now. I mean, it makes sense after, you know, all of the delightful skyscraper leaping that other characters have done over the years in the franchise. And it is quite cool that you can do it along quite a lot of surfaces, actually. There's quite a lot of walls that you can just scale. I suppose visually it potentially can look a little bit odd because you've got sort of, you know, these grey lines kind of constantly moving up certain walls, which can look a bit odd, but at least it is a relatively unobtrusive way of letting you know that you can climb up that wall, and just in general it gives you a much better route through these things. Also, look, there's a little figurine for Phil as well. That's just great. But yeah, you can see in typical me fashion, was going like, right, I just want to make sure that I cover everything before I progress onwards. I suppose one of the things that I perhaps would have liked to have seen is perhaps a slightly better indicator of the direction the game expected you to go sometimes in these bigger areas. For the most part, it is absolutely, well, it's very easy to figure out where the game expects you to go. In basically all of the worlds outside outside of, I would say, the toy box, which is the Toy Story world. And even then, the toy box does a pretty good job until sort of one specific point, which I will raise when we get to that. And maybe I just wasn't paying enough attention, but I would blame the world for that one rather than me being completely useless. And I can't believe I just missed an ingredient there. I'll go back and get it. So, well, one of the things that the game does throw at you is it throws ingredients, because we are going to be introduced to a cooking minigame before long, and that's going to be quite fun. Also, Hidden Mickey just there that we can't do anything with really at present, but that is fine. It's just worth remembering that that's there. Yeah, can I also just say, I really love the music throughout Olympus. It's really grand. And while, you know, I love the classic Olympus Coliseum theme, like the da-da-da... I'm kind of just going, I know what it is, I know what it sounds like, but currently I cannot replicate it that easily whilst other things are going on. Which is really bad on my part, but hey, these things happen. And I'm going here just like, I want to get to that area over there, what's over there? I think I've already been in it, so it's fine. But it's one of those just going, eh? But as soon as we get to this alleyway, stuff's gonna go down.
Oh! Herc!
Sora!
Huh? More Heartless!
You take them. We need to save these people.
Herc, can you hold the building?
No problem.
Donald, Goofy, we gotta do this quick!
And we now get introduced to Grand Magic and Form Changes, which is honestly, it's so awesome. So, basically, you attack, and you'll get a little notice, well, sort of like a little thing in the, just above your command deck gauge thing. Basically, if you get about 4 combos off or whatever, then you can change forms, and this is basically your command styles from Birth by Sleep. Yeah, it's basically what those are. And they allow you to pull off some really quite awesome moves. They frequently change how the Keyblades work. It makes it so that your Keyblades are pretty much useful throughout the entirety of the game, which is great. You can also effectively do the same with magic. So this works very similarly to how it did in 0.2. You sort of use a bunch of magic, and then you can do a piece of grand magic, which is an ultra powerful version of said magic. Effectively, it's one level up from what you're currently using. So because we're using water at the minute, our grand magic is Waterra. Equally, if you use fire, it turns into Fire. And that sort of scales up until you get like Faraga, Waterga, Blizzaga, etc. And then the moves that you get are the Tsar level spells. So you get Faraza, Waterza, Blizzaza, etc. And it's awesome. Also, these team attacks are really helpful, and really useful. Like, I would honestly you just press a lot of the triangle button throughout this game, and it is a lot of fun. It's just it just feels so fluid and delightful and exciting. And while you could perhaps argue that they are perhaps a little overpowered, you equally have the option of just not using them. You just don't press the triangle button. That's how you get around that one. But honestly, the game is balanced to allow you to use these, and so why would you not? Also, they're really flashy and just make the whole thing look so cool and dynamic and everything. So I'm totally happy making use of them, and I just love it.
Get the people out!
Okay. Are you guys all right? You need to get to safety.
Hurry!
Go, quickly. Hercules! Huh? Oh, you scared us.
It's nothing. That's what these are for.
Huh?
Oh wow, very nice. Full marks.
No organization!
You're Zigbar.
All this altruism is giving me the warm and fuzzies. So then, does having a heart of light come with an extremely good insurance policy?
Just say what you mean.
Oh, but I did though. No good will ever come from putting other people first.
I was able to save Meg's life because I was ready to risk my own.
Because you've got friends in high places, you mean? Tricks like that don't fly for your average Joe.
What do you know? You weren't even there. If you were, you'd admire Herc's courage.
I don't admire one guy leaping into danger if it means someone else might have to jump in to save him. You're all just lining up to lose out. Dooming others to take the fall with you. Oh, and you can spare me the usual party line. Yes, hearts are powerful when they're connected. But if you put too much of that power in one place, some of those hearts might end up breaking. Still, Sora, that doesn't mean you should change. Accept the power you're given. Find the hearts joined to yours.
Why would I ever take advice from you?
As if. You don't have any choice but to follow this sweet little trail of breadcrumbs. And at the end, you'll finally realize what destiny has in store for you. In fact, your reward might be right around the corner. You're so close!
Hearts breaking? Whose hearts?
Sora, don't let him bother you. He's just trying to get under your skin because he thinks he can. But we'll prove him wrong. We'll show him that our sacrifices haven't been for nothing.
You're right.
Mm-hmm. Besides, we're already proof enough.
We're a team. When we're together, we can do anything.
Yeah. What reward?